What is going on, everyone? It is going to be an awesome show for you tonight because we're talking about the Ubisoft Forward predictions. Now, Ubisoft has the possibility to be to bring it this presentation, guys, on the Ubisoft Forward. This could be the most hype, the most jam-packed Ubisoft event ever, and we're going to tell you why. Guys, I'm excited about this one. How about you guys? How you guys feeling tonight?
Ooh. I always love a good Ubisoft conference.
Yeah, man. We're not gonna have the cool, awesome Just Dance live on stage though this time around.
That's bullshit.
They're gonna have to really bring it, dude.
Year.
They're gonna really have to bring it with this digital event though. Like,
what if they brought?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not gonna do that. All right, yo, listen up. Here's a story about a little guy who lives in a Ubisoft
in West
world.
Philadelphia, born and raised.
Oh, it's playground. A mishmash. All right, here's come. We're gonna drop this. We're gonna drop our predictions. So what's gonna happen here is I have a detailed list of predictions that I feel are going to happen at Ubisoft Forward. I'm gonna just throw them out there, and you guys interject. Give me some of your opinions and thoughts on these. Okay, I'm gonna start it off with Skull and Bones. Now
that was the first one on my list.
Was it? All right. All right. This is going to be interesting because the reason why I'm going to start it off with Skull and Bones is because it's one of the most iffy games on my list. I do not believe, I don't know for sure if we're going to see Skull and Bones or.
I think we have to.
Yeah, it was originally announced in 2017.
I was going to say it's been a few years.
Yeah, for context. The Last of Us Part 2 was announced in 2016. It has since been shipped very recently. Last month, it was shipped.
Shipped?
Yeah.
Shipped? Is that a play on words?
No, shipped. Like released. Shipped.
I know. I was shipped in Skull and Bones. Duh.
Oh my god, the pun is hitting me right now. Oh my god.
How did you not get that?
Dude, it's okay. It makes it even better that it took me a couple seconds. Right? Dude. Yeah, so The Last of Us was announced in 2016 at the end of it. It has since been released, and we have yet to see anything really concrete on Skull and Bones since then, since 2017.
I mean, the only thing we know is it's still a game. Maybe,
right? Like, do we even know that this game is in? I mean, I think the last thing I heard, and then I'm not 100% sure on this, is that April 2021 was going to be a release date for this game. I could be mistaken on that one. I did a lot of research today on Ubisoft titles, so things might have gotten. I didn't write it down. I wrote everything else down. But that could be a thing. I honestly don't think so. I think this game either needs to be released this year, or it's not going to happen. Because otherwise, you're going to have to make the game next gen if it's going to come out, especially if it's going to be April.
It's got to be next gen at this point.
Yeah, but you get away with it a lot more if you say, "Hey, it'll be optimized for next gen," rather than you're several months into the next gen life cycle and you're releasing a game that looks like Black Flag. I think that's going to be.
I'd still play it.
I know, right? I still play it. I think also, my prediction if they do talk about Skull and Bones, I think it's going to be very different from what we saw in 2017. I think the game is going to have undergone a complete restructure of what this game is, and I almost want to say free-to-play model, because is pirates and just doing pirate battles going to be enough to really want to get people to go and buy it? Yeah, you got.
I don't know. I mean, if you kind of think about it, Black Flag was set the stage for people loving being a pirate.
That's true, and honestly, it might have been the first Assassin's Creed for a lot of people. You know?
I think you might be right. Even though they really started the ships in Assassin's Creed
3.
3.
Yeah.
That's true.
And then it kind of just took on a life of its own after that with like Rogue is essentially Black Flag for the most part. And then
Yeah.
Like
Black
the
Flag is Black Flag, of
Black
course.
Flag sequel was Rogue. Is it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
something like that. Because they're like, I don't know, I've been playing them, so I'm kind of in it right now. So
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so Steven, do you think we're going to see Skull and Bones at
Oh,
this
I think we're
Ubisoft?
gonna see it. We're gonna. I think I'm kind of on the same page with you. As it's gonna look drastically different.
Mm-hmm.
Free to play is. I think it might be on the table at this point, just because the game's been in development so long.
Yeah.
But I mean, like just from what I remember seeing, it seemed like it'd be a pretty fun multiplayer game. Just 'cause you can do co-op where you're with team, not co-op per se, but you got teams where you're battling each other and objective based. Like, I mean, it sounds like it could be fun, but it's just been so long since I've actually seen it that I just
Mhm.
don't even like recall a lot of stuff about it anymore.
One of the things I would love to see with Skull and Bones would be if this game is not going to be single player and if this game is going to look completely different. I'd love to see a really good single player pirate adventure, one that like
Oh, yeah.
separates itself from Black Flag. You're not obviously not going to be an assassin, but like be an actual you're a pirate. You know what I mean? Like this and do
Get out of the
piratey
ship
things.
and get some treasure and shit.
Yeah. One other
Don't make
very big thing that I think that they need to do is go the Sea of Thieves route. Like when I remember when they revealed this game and it didn't have it was just one person controlling the ship. I would like to see your team, your I don't know,
working
six
together.
man team working together to make the sails, make sure they're in the proper position, adjust the cannonballs, and you're all like communicating cooperatively to run one
But
single ship.
the question really is, who's going to have to be the singer of the shanties? Because that's what it's
Yo,
all about.
I wish one would come to mind right now, but the only thing I could think of is like something about Johnny. Ah, God.
Dude,
Anyway,
Just make our own.
that's some of my favorite parts about Rogue and Black Flag. Just was the shanties. Just
Yeah.
Some of them are
they're
funny.
just fun to listen to.
they
Yeah, they
were,
are.
man, and it made sailing across the seas just enjoyable to do, even though it took like a couple minutes to get there. Just liked it, man. It was fun. I love that game. All right, so we're gonna move on to another game that's a big if for this event. Beyond Good and Evil 2.
There's another one on
Is
my
it
list.
back?
Yeah,
I thought
That's
it was
they
another.
announced it.
Yeah,
They announced it.
this one was
Really?
in fact announced at the same Ubisoft event as Skull and Bones, 2017 E3, and
2017 was a good year for announcements. What happened?
it right, but like these
It's a good year
announcements
for
that
shelving games too.
so like I mean, what are we doing with Beyond Good and Evil 2? I feel like this game it did have an in-game tech demo in 2017, and so at least it was somewhat in development. I believe that this game will be moved to a full-on next-gen title. I don't definitely don't see it happening this year. Um, which I will be coming up to my next topic, which is a big one. Ubisoft has confirmed 5 AAA games between April 2020 to March 2021. 5 AAA games, and we're going to talk about that in just a moment. I do not think Beyond Good and Evil 2 is among those games.
I think I'm gonna shoot for a 2021 release. I mean, it's been in development for a while at this point, so it wouldn't
Beyond
surprise me.
beyond
Beyond
March
Evil 2.
2021, though, right? Like you think like a holiday
Uh,
2021 release, or
that might be more along the lines. I think it'll be 2021 though. Skull and Bones, I have a feeling will ship sooner than that. Like I
okay,
feel like it'll be. I'm shooting for like February, March next year, but it'll
That's what I
be
was gonna say.
on both generations. It won't just be next gen
Yeah.
so
because I feel like there's too much money involved in this generation still to not release it on this generation and then do an upgraded version for the next gen.
That's a fair statement. I think, but the further you go out, like the further it goes,
the further in 2021, then
yeah,
you're probably not looking at a current gen release.
I mean, you could get a current gen release, but the optimized, like, obvious better version should be the next gen console.
I think
it shouldn't look like just an enhanced. Like, hey, this game is. If you buy it on your next gen console, it runs at 4K 60 or 4K 120 or something like that. Even though that would be a huge upgrade, but if it still looks like Black Flag, which was a launch title, I mean, it did look a little bit better than Black Flag when they showed the trailer in 2017, but it had a lot of similarities. I mean, Assassin's Creed Odyssey looks like, and then Odyssey just looks insanely better. Like, Assassin's Creed has evolved, so I think these games, it cannot look like how it looked. I'm sure they've made improvements over the years, of course, but you can't release a game like that in 2021.
I remember one of the things that they talked about most is their water, like the water itself in the game, how it like actually was water-like, and what the water was water-like. It's just the tech behind the water was like one of the biggest things they worked on.
That makes a lot of sense, just because water is extremely difficult to.
It's going to be like 90% of what you see
to design.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, designing water is one of the most difficult things to in video game design. Like,
it's a lot of physics involved
to make it look right. Yeah, exactly. It's formless. It's got to be a lot of physics.
It's a wave.
It's got to react. Yeah. So I mean, I want to see some next gen. I want to see it look like a next gen. Yeah, next gen water. Let's go. Yeah. So
Speaking of water,
that Skull and Bones. That was back to, but Beyond Good and Evil 2. I just think.
I think we're gonna see some gameplay. They gotta show gameplay.
Okay.
I remember the trailer. And I remember the trailer looking really good when they showed it those years ago, and I'm surprised that it was like shelved.
It's not like necessarily shelved. I think it's just been in like development hell. Like, it's just taking forever for this game to be to come to its full vision. And I think Ubisoft, it was a no-show at last year's E3. I think it was a no-show at the year before. I'm not sure, unless if that's when they showed
it all together.
No,
I remember
it's still there.
Last year's Ubisoft one was kind of a down year for Ubisoft.
Yeah. So this year is going to be.
I think this year's got to be big.
Oh, it's going to be insane because we already knew that Watchdogs 2 was supposed to come out this year.
Oh I forgot about Watchdogs 2.
That was or not Watchdogs. I'm sorry, Watchdogs Legion.
Yeah, me and Greg went and saw it.
Yeah.
That was our first stop, I think.
Yeah.
Yep, at E3 last year. So that was supposed to. Watchdogs Legion was supposed to come out of March.
E3.
March of this year. And now, Strip. Oh
no, God, no! Greg,
I was like, whoa, what? I didn't say that. What's going on? All right, so like I said before, this is coming straight from Yves Guillemot. He said it on tweaktown.com. I would like to wanted to quote them real quick. This interview comes from that. We are very excited about the idea of releasing 5 new AAA games in 2020 to 2021. Although the competitive environment is looking especially tough, production on these games is progressing well, and each of them comes with great features that set them apart. That was Yves Guillemot, Ubisoft CEO, said in a call.
Usually when that guy comes out at the end, he comes out at the end of every press conference. Usually he brings some like super cool news, but like this last year he didn't bring anything. It was just like, thanks for coming, thanks for watching.
Yeah, no Shigeru Miyamoto this time, or last time. But here we go, guys. Now there's
What's next, Dan?
there's more games to talk about, but I'm gonna come back to those 5 games, those 5 AAA games. So stay tuned. We're coming back to those. We're gonna go back to a break in the pacing of the show. Will be there at some point because you got so
Just
many.
Dance.
Exactly. You got so much to talk about. So many big games. 5 AAA titles that are bound to be there. So in between that, I think we're going to get a little break in the game, a little Just Dance 2021, and it's going to be so insane, dude. Like, I want to take the next 30 minutes and talk about why I think that. Oh, no, okay, we won't do that.
I mean,
so
I'm
Just
fine
Dance
with
2021. Just Dance 2021 will be there. I don't know what they're going to talk about when it comes to that because, like, this is a digital event, so you're not really bringing them out to like hype up the crowd or get people in good moods. It's just this is a digital event, so it's a different atmosphere. So I don't know actually if they will have like a big segment for them, or if it'll just be like, hey, Just Dance 2021 featuring whoever.
Jason Derulo.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, I mean, so get hype. And then there's a mobile game in development that hasn't yet seen the light of day. This was announced at last year's E3, Tom Clancy's Elite Squad, the mobile game. So I think we'll see some more information on that. Yeah. Then I think we'll also get a Brawlhalla update. Now this is, we'll save that for in just a second. We'll get Uplay Plus announced for consoles. That's their subscription service.
Oh, dude, I forgot about that because it was for PC.
Yep, it's for PC only right now, and I think they'll do it for consoles. It's $15 a month on.
Whoa.
Yeah, on PC.
Is it every game?
It looked like you get a fair amount, if not all Ubisoft games. Maybe I'm not 100% sure. I saw Ghost Recon Breakdown on there, but I saw that on the
$15 a month. Jesus.
$15 a month. That is more than what Game Pass has with 100 games, and PlayStation Now at $10.
EA Access.
And EA, yeah, $15 a month. So hopefully they announce it's for all consoles and a price drop.
Yeah, I don't think console players are going to want to pay that. I don't even see how PC players pay that. That's ridiculous.
Yeah. And then a Brawlhalla update. This is a prediction for me as well. They just had their Ben 10 update recently, but I think we will see either an Assassin's Creed assassin as a new new character, or this is where it gets spicy, the Prince himself, Prince of Persia, to coincide with an announcement.
I thought you were going to say the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Oh, man, that would be epic. I'm not gonna lie.
I can definitely see that.
I can kind of see that happening, though. That makes sense.
The Prince.
It's a nice little tie-in.
Hell on that game too.
That would coincide with a brand new Prince of Persia, and the reason why I say that is because DigitalTrends.com reports that. Let me get that author.
So, do you think it's going to be a brand new Prince of Persia or a remaster?
Now that's where it's going to get fun to talk about in just a second. This article comes from Aaron Mamet from DigitalTrends.com, and in that article, I think in that article there was a locked Twitter account that sparks hope for a new Prince of Persia game. Yo, somebody's phone is going nuts.
God, enough of me, man.
Yo, who is? Yo, did somebody just say Prince of Persia? Yo,
right? Did you hear that? Jesus,
dude, turn it off. Oh man, yo, when you say Prince of Persia,
hey, what's up? I'm doing a podcast.
It gets people excited.
Now, this is a locked Prince of Persia account at Prince of Persia on Twitter. Now, that's where it gets exciting. Do you think it will be a remake? This is what Steven just said. A remake or a brand new game?
Give me a remake.
I think it's going to be a remake. Yeah. I don't think they're going to do a brand new one, and I think it's going to be Sands of Time.
Mm-hmm. I said this on the last podcast. I think it'll be a remake in the same vein as what Final Fantasy VII remake was. I think, but they'll be more straightforward about it instead of being deceiving about it. I think it will be it'll be a remake of Sands of Time, but what they're going to say is that, hey, we're messing with the Sands of Time. It's going to be the prince. He's going to change the course of time and fate, but relive and replay key moments from Sands of Time as the original prince from Sands of Time. Like, you'll get the same guy, just look like next gen and all this other stuff. But I think that would be kind of cool. It would also make a lot of sense for Sands of Time. Obviously, in this universe, it makes sense to go back and alter the fates and stuff like that. So
you're basically.
And I feel like that was. Like that was one of the more popular titles out of the Prince of Persia series.
Oh yeah, if you call the game Sands of Time, I think that ignites a lot of hype in many people.
I think it's a great idea to like have like a set starting point like Sands of Time, and then basically like revive the whole franchise by doing like new games with new stories and stuff like that, because that gives like the old diehards like their lunch money, and then all the new people can still jump on and feel like they're living the story, for the first time as well. So like it's easier for them to get into the franchise.
And what you just said made a lot of sense for Prince of Persia, but not for Final Fantasy VII.
Correct.
That's another.
Prince of Persia's been a dormant like title for so long at this point. Like, when was the last Prince of Persia that came out?
I think it was Forgotten Sands. I think.
Or Google.
And I don't know what year it was, but
while
we wait for the answer,
stop Google.
Roller Champions. So Roller Champions was announced at last year's E3. Now this is I'm gonna click into this so I can read to you what this game is actually about. So Roller Champions is pretty much like roller derby type style game where you take the ball and you go around the track 3 times, and while you're defending it from other people who are on roller skates. Roller ball. Right? And that Roller Champions. Yeah, that's what I called it. Or that's what it's called. That's not what I called it.
Hold on. Do you know about Prince of Persia: The Dagger of Time, a PlayStation VR game?
No.
It's on this Wikipedia list right here I'm looking at.
When did it come out?
But before that, it's 2020. So it hasn't, if it is a thing, it hasn't been announced.
Yo, is this breaking news, Steven? Is this breaking news?
I'm just telling you what I see on Wikipedia. And the Forgotten Sands was the last one, and that was a PS3 title.
Sounds right.
Wait a second, dude. I gotta check that out now. Okay, I gotta check that out now. That's on. Okay, there. Yeah, bring it up. Hold on. Let me make you full screen, and then you can bring that up.
Look at that.
All right. Okay. Well, there it was. If you were watching this video and not listening to the audio, yeah, Ubisoft. That's insane. That's insane. I don't think anybody's ever if it was announced yet. So if it's a PlayStation VR game, though, I almost feel like it's exciting, but it's disappointing.
Yeah, because it's not.
If it is the case, yeah.
Ooh. Okay. Well, we'll have to wait and see. Maybe that's the reason why this Twitter account just got started up. It's locked Twitter account. Maybe it's in preparation for that game, the Dagger of Time. Is that what you're saying?
I hope it's more than that.
Dagger of Time.
Prince of Persia, the Dagger of Time.
Check the citations on it.
I hope it's more than that.
When it comes to Roller Champions, I believe this game will be a September release, with free to play. It is free to play on, or it was, or it's advertised as free to play on the website. Sorry, but it hasn't had official release yet, and I think it'll be free to play in September on PC, Xbox, PlayStation 4 with crossplay. That's my prediction on that one.
I think crossplay is going to be the new standard though for multiplayer games.
Oh, yeah. I mean, especially like the free to play model, it just makes so much sense. All right, and then we have. Okay, this is a game that was leaked recently. So if you're watching this after July 2nd, then it's already been a teaser trailer revealed. So we knew that. This game is called Hyperscape Battle Royale. Now, Hyperscape was leaked, and then it is now confirmed on their website, on the PrismaDimensions.com, who are the people who are making the game, the development company. And on PrismaDimensions.com, it says, "We are thrilled to bring you the first iteration of the Hyperscape, Hyperscape on July 2nd, and with it, the pulse-pounding action of Crowd Rush. Get ready to drop into the neon-drenched streets of the world's premier virtual city, Neo Arcadia. You'll want to hit the ground running, as you'll need every advantage you can find to give yourself a leg up on the competition. Only the best contenders will make it to the final showdown. Will you claim victory or fall to the perils of Hyperscape?" So it looks like a fast-paced battle royale game similar to Apex. I would say similar to Apex.
I can't do fast pace. My hands and my eyes don't work together anymore.
You're pretty good on Apex, though. I will say that it does look like it has ADS, Gray. just to throw that in there from the little screenshot that showed iron sights. Well, not iron, but digital sights on the gun. That I was like, if you can't aim down the sights on that one, then there's a problem. But it had the look.
Technically digital sights because it's a video game.
I'm out. Dude, I'm out. That's it. End of show.
All right. I'm just gonna log off real quick. I'm done for the night.
Now, the big rumor, this is coming from gamingbolt.com. The big rumor is that this game, of course, it will be revealed on July 2nd, as it's shown from PrismaDimensions.com. But Gaming Bolt says it will launch on the same day, July 12th, free to play all consoles. And
on the 2nd,
and then the beta on the 2nd, perhaps.
Dude, I will say that's one thing I do love about the conferences, when they're like, and you can play it today.
You play it today. So get ready, man.
You get this DLC today.
Mm-hmm. So I would get ready for that. One of the cool features here, and I haven't, and it wasn't really touched on too much. I'm sure we'll hear more about it on July 2nd. So if you're watching this after that, then you probably already know. It'll have a large focus on Twitch integration, which is interesting. So the chat can actually like mess with the game, influence the game. Yeah. So that's kind of cool.
That means.
Let's go to our big topic here. This is where the predictions get interesting. Because there's 5 games, as I talked about earlier in the show, confirmed by Yves Guillemot, the CEO of Ubisoft.
The question, though, is he counting Assassin's Creed? I'm assuming he's counting Assassin's Creed. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. I would assume so. Now,
and the other question I have is, has Ubisoft released anything this year, really?
Dude, I don't think they were supposed to have a huge year. This, like they were supposed to release Watchdogs in March. Gods and Monsters was actually supposed to come out February 25th.
That's the one that looks like Zelda.
Yeah, it's actually being developed by the Odyssey guys. So
that should be pretty good then.
Yeah, that's on my list too for the top for the 5
Take
games.
me 7 months to beat it, but
So the interesting part here is, I'll just go ahead and list them off. Watchdogs Legion is one of the games that I think is going to be on this five games between between April 2020 to March 2021.
That's a given. Yeah.
Yeah, Watchdogs Legion. It was supposed to come out in March of this year. I believe that this game will come out in March of next year. I don't think it's going to hit holiday. Yeah, I think they're going to take an extra year.
I'm going to go with I think it's going to hit holiday.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a next gen launch title. I'm with Greg.
Now here, this is where I think he was talking about when Eve said he was and again once again this was from tweaktown.com. I don't know.
Down?
Legitimate, but it is a legitimate quote from Eve's. He said that although the competitive environment is looking especially tough, and I almost want to say that he was talking about his own games. Because so if you say that Watch Dogs Legion is going to come out this year, it's also going to have to basically contend with Valhalla, and that this is where I was like, okay, so March, and so I guess it would probably make more sense if I just listed off the 5 games and then
do that.
Try to figure it out. So Watch Dogs Legion, number 2, Gods and Monsters, was originally set for February 25th of this year. And then Rainbow Six Quarantine is the third game, I believe.
So is that a full-fledged title or is that like a DLC type deal? I can't remember because I
feel like it's a full standalone game.
They had it at E3 last year.
Yeah.
I didn't see that one.
But it was Yeah,
but it wasn't
E3 last year. But it wasn't playable or anything. Yeah.
Right.
But yes, I'm pretty sure this is a full standalone PvE experience. And then you have Assassin's Creed Valhalla comes in at number 4, and then Far Cry 6. Now I have a article or tweet rather that backs up the idea of Far Cry 6. This is coming from @Jason Schreier, replying to Shinobi 602. Tweet that Far Cry 6 and Assassin's Creed Valhalla will be released as part of the 5 AAA games coming in between April 2020 to 2021. So he was like, I hate to crush everybody's hopes and dreams of a Splinter Cell. But he said it's going to be doing. He said it's Far Cry 6. That's what Jason Schreier says. Yeah. So I mean, he is known.
I'd rather have a new Splinter Cell than a new Far Cry.
Yeah. I don't even play the Far Cry games.
I happen to love Far Cry.
I do really enjoy Far Cry, but I want a new Splinter Cell game.
Yeah, okay, so Far Cry 4 and 5 were good. They were, I guess, they were above good. They were great games, but they weren't excellent. Far Cry 3, on the other hand, that game is classic. That game has one of the best villains of all time.
It's hard to surpass that guy as a villain.
It seems like they're trying, right?
The dude in 5 was just kind of creepy, just because it was a religious cult and all that stuff. But I kind of like that aspect of it. I actually thought 5 was pretty solid. 4 was pretty good. It wasn't I wouldn't say it was great. I think it's pretty good though.
Yes, 4 was a little bit of a letdown for me. I mean, that was the one with Ping. I think his name was Ping. He was a cool villain. I liked it, and I love the fact that you could beat the game in 15 minutes if you wanted to. If you literally just waited there for 15 minutes, like he said, you would have beat the game. But I love that part of it. My favorite part about Far Cry 5 was the ending, and I know a lot of people hated it, but I loved that he actually did what he said he was going to do.
I just thought it was weird that a villain actually lived to the...
Yeah, the villain did what he succeeded in what he was going to do, and he lived. I was like, this is awesome. I love that. It's very Far Cry of it. So Far Cry 6, Far Cry 5 came out February 2018.
Then they had New Dawn.
They had New Dawn. That was 2019, I believe.
I think they need to take a break.
Either it needs to be a break or it needs to be just kind of like a reinvention, not a
2 or 3
primal
years.
reinvention, but like a.
I've never played Primal.
I did not
wanted
like
to
it.
play Primal.
But like, if you're gonna go, and then plus the best way to show off next gen
With a Far Cry
freaking
game.
Far Cry, dude. Far Cry has
They
some of
always-
the best graphics. Yeah. So I think a Far Cry 6 would be an amazing addition to this lineup. Although I do agree, Splinter Cell is long overdue, and I think people would rather see that. But
I think I bet you they have one in development. They're just waiting for the right time
I was going to say
pull it out, so to speak.
I was going to say save it for the end of the podcast, but I'll just go ahead and say that now. My final prediction will be at the very end of the show. Yves Guillemot always brings something sweet, right, dude? Always brings something good, and I think he's just gonna say thank you so much for tuning in, blah blah blah, to the Ubisoft Forward. Good night or whatever, right? No, I don't even think he's gonna do. This is what I envision. I think he'll just say a good night, and then the screen goes black, and then like the lights come on, and then like the 3 goggles, and then
they'll be like, "Oh, by the way, we got Sam Fisher."
I wouldn't even say anything.
Just let the hype build.
I wouldn't even say anything. Just let the goggles show, and then turn it off, and then people be like, "Wait, what's happening? When's it coming out? What's going on? What's happening?" And like, just let that hype.
Hold on. So you don't think they should do like Skate 4 did and said, "Hey guys, Skate 4's coming. Let's go."
I do not care.
I'm pleased to say it'll be just like a call, just like this, just like the. Steven, do you have an announcement to make?
I think I do. Skate 4 is in development.
No, I think it would be so epic if they cut the screen black and then all of a sudden, and then the green lights come on and then just shut off and then the end of stream. I would be so epic.
He says something about like I'm excited for the games and the future of Ubisoft. Good night.
Done. Signing off. Oh God, that would be so.
So
awesome.
are they gonna have? Do you think they're gonna have a stage? Like, how do you think they're gonna do it? Like,
I think it'll be done in the same vein as like EA Play did, except for so much better. Hopefully, the digital the digital events have gotten better in presentation.
Yeah, I still miss the stage.
Me too, man. Me too.
Like it gets. I don't want to hear everyone's input. Just it's not the NFL draft. Just show me the games.
I like the developers coming out talking about it, but if it's a fine line between showing me the game and then coming out and literally just saying what you just saw is that, and I'm like, okay, well that's unnecessary. But if like I don't know, Yves Guillemot wants to come out there, I love seeing him. Dude, he's like the face of Ubisoft, and he always, like he said, like he brings something awesome. And if you just have a trailer fest, then you don't get these faces. You know what I mean? You don't get you don't get that hype. And I think it's always good to get a face to the company or a face to the game, or like, I mean, sadly, I don't know what's going on over there with Assassin's Creed Valhalla, but like to see the director who stepped down recently due to the allegations, but like to see him on the show to announce his title.
Yeah, I always liked him.
I always liked it, right? It was really cool. So
because he was always excited about it, like he could actually tell that he cared about the games that he was working on.
Exactly. So that's when that stage presentation like comes into play. Like if you have somebody out there who's obviously passionate about the project, that stuff resonates with the people who are viewing it. If you're showing a trailer fest and it's just nothing but trailer after trailer after trailer, eventually the mind just goes numb and you're just like, oh yeah, that was cool, man. Wow. You know, you're just like, wow. Like I think it was one of the PlayStation conferences that did that, where it was just trailer after trailer after trailer, and I was just like, wow. You know what I mean? Like it's just like, cool. I wish I would have been able to have somebody tell me what these games are, or just don't show me a CG trailer that has nothing to do with the game.
Those are my least favorite. Like,
yeah,
I don't like those at all anymore.
Dwarf CGI trailer, but it's a top-down
card battle, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, there you have it. Those are our well, I mean those were my Ubisoft predictions. You guys wanted to run down, or did I miss anything? Or
I think for
Not
the
that I can
most
think of.
part, I think I'm pretty lockstep with you. Like most of the things that I had were the only thing that I did that was different, I would say, is a new Trials game.
wow. I mean, you had Trials Rising.
Trials
Yeah, that was just I believe
that
that was
was
last year.
was
Yeah.
that last year?
Yeah. I just downloaded it. It was on the Xbox Super Saving Sale for only $6. So, give me that.
$6.
Yeah, I like little trials until it gets too hard for me.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they announce a next gen version of it or something along
Yeah,
those lines.
Yeah.
like and then
But
I left out like a Rainbow Six update, which Rainbow Six is one of the biggest things for Ubisoft right now. So I think we'll obviously see Siege,
Yeah.
and I think what the big thing with that will be is saying, hey, here's what Siege is going to look like on next gen. I think Ubisoft is going to bring it with next gen. EA Play got a lot of negative feedback for not showing anything on next gen, and this is the year of console launches, and you have to show next gen titles like you so
it's
yeah
it's almost like they just threw that together in like 2 days.
the EA Play was horrendous, man. God. So
Their BR game is supposed to be like. Doesn't it say in the article that it was like developed by the same team that did Siege or something like that?
I
Or it's
don't
supposed to have Siege like mechanics or something
for
built into the
for
BR?
Hyperscape.
Yeah.
It's being developed by Prisma Dimensions, I believe. I don't know if they
I'll have
did
to
Siege.
reread it again because I
Yeah.
feel like I read something about like Siege like gameplay for the BR would be really awesome.
Wow. Yeah, that would be insane if they did something like that.
You could like hold down an area like
So I think we'll see a big Siege update, and I think next gen is going to have a big presence at Ubisoft. And I think,
I hope
as far
so.
as Assassin's Creed Valhalla goes, I think they're going to say launch title for Xbox Series X. This piggybacks on the partnership they've been having with Xbox. I think it's going to be a launch title, and I think it'll also show gameplay. But
Oh, they gotta.
yeah,
They'll
they'll
show like
show.
a mission or something like that.
Yeah, and I almost want to say either the show gameplay at Ubisoft, or they're going to say something along the lines of tune into Xbox 2020 event because they have that partnership, and I think they're going to say something about like an in-depth look at Valhalla on Series X, or like just something that partners with them. I have a feeling. And then as far as Gods and Monsters goes, that's on the list of the 5 games I had. It was originally set for February 25th, 2020. I think it's coming in September or October of this year. It really kind of depends on what they're doing with Rainbow Six Quarantine. I think because if Rainbow Six comes out in October, which kind of makes sense for like this quarantine. It is kind of like that the Halloweeny, you know what I mean, feel to it.
Something like a
But
pandemic.
yeah. But Rainbow Six Siege came out in December, so it could coincide with that kind of release schedule. So Quarantine could come out in December, just like Siege came out in December.
I skimmed that article again and it just said it was developed by Ubisoft Montreal, the same team that did Siege and Assassin's Creed.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, and then Gods and Monsters. It's going to want to stray away from the release of Valhalla as well. So Valhalla, like Gods and Monsters and Valhalla are similar games. I think Gods and Monsters is more of like a teen rated one, and then like Valhalla is like your more mature one. But they don't want to compete with each other regardless. And I
Probably
think
boobies in it.
in Valhalla for sure.
Mhm.
I mean, gods and monsters should.
I would assume so.
It's kind of like with that Greek mythology still, so it kind of should. But yeah, so like the game is being developed by the Assassin's Creed Odyssey team. And Gods and Monsters looks actually pretty sweet, guys. I have a description here in case if anybody's kind of curious. It says, from the creators of Assassin's Creed Odyssey comes a storybook adventure about a forgotten hero on a quest to save the Greek gods. So this is the complete contrast of God of War.
Pretty cool too.
Embark on a journey to the Isle of the Blessed, taken over by dangerous creatures of mythology. Prove your legendary heroism by taking on their leader Typhoon, the deadliest monster in all of mythology, in a face-off for the ages. Explore a beautiful fantasy world where tricky puzzles, mysterious dungeons, and heroic feats await. The journey will be as challenging and as rewarding as the final destination.
Because
Will
they haven't
you
shown gameplay.
be the hero of the legends foretold?
Sorry, I thought that was the end.
Nah, man, come on. Epilogue. No,
No, I don't think they've shown gameplay for this yet. They've just shown kind of like
sweet trailer. Yeah, they got still shots on the website gods-and-monsters.ubisoft.com. They've got some screenshots up here, and it looks pretty sweet. Honestly,
Right. It looks really good.
Yeah, honestly, this could. I mean, it says it's for PS4, Xbox One, and Switch. It has like the pre-order now thing down here. Like you can pre-order the game. It just doesn't have a release date. That's why I'm like, yeah, this game's coming out this year.
It's about to. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's going to be September. I think it's going to kick off the whole Ubisoft extravaganza.
We need another Zelda-like game that's not on Nintendo.
Yeah, I mean, nobody's dared like really, challenge them. So
yeah, I challenge thee to a duel.
I challenge thee. Yeah. So I mean, Gods and Monsters look sweet. So Watchdogs, Gods and Monsters, Rainbow Six Quarantine, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Far Cry 6. Those are the 5 games going to come out before March 2021. Also shown at Ubisoft Forward, Roller Champions, Prince of Persia VR, maybe? Beyond Good and Evil 2, perhaps? Skull and Bones, maybe?
Yeah.
Will we see a teaser for Splinter Cell?
Yes.
Some more updates in the small updates like UPay Plus, Brawlhalla updates, and last but certainly not least, Just Dance 2021. Woo!
Jason Derulo.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in to this Ubisoft Forward prediction show. That's a good, man. There's a lot to predict, and we were rolling through them, and it's still 48 minutes long. All right. Thank you so much for watching. We will see you later. Let me get that intro music in here. Let's do that. Let's do the intro. Stick around for the outro.
Outro?
Yeah. Stick around for the outro.